Well, Native American tribes existed long before the United States became a nation. But after Europeans settled, they recognized Native nations as independent by creating treaties. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Donath shows us a new exhibit at Leech Lake Tribal College that explains why treaties matter in Minnesota.
You'll hear the terms treaty rights.
Treaties are an important part of the Ojibwe and Dakota Nations culture.
It's something that we need to know because treaties do matter.
When the Europeans settled and the United States was formed, the U.S. government created treaties.
It's an agreement between two parties. A treaty, though, in the technical sense, is between two sovereigns or two governments, or maybe more than two. And if you look at the U.S. Constitution, treaties are the supreme law of the land.
Treaties did not give, but retained portions of land and the right for Native people to hunt, fish, and gather.
That's the place where our rights start. And you need to understand what your rights are before they've even been whittled down.
The exhibit Why Treaties Matter, showing at the Leech Lake Tribal College, explains the history of American Indian treaties and how they are still valuable in contemporary culture.
Anything that comes to descendants today is a direct result of treaties that have been made with the U.S. government, and it's really important that our students and other members of the community are aware of this.
The Leech Lake Band of Ojibwe signed its treaty in 1855, but as this exhibit explains, treaties are not a thing of the past. In fact, political sovereignty and treaty rights are still exercised by 11 tribal governments in Minnesota today.
With the United States, we made 44 treaties overall as the Anishinaabe Nation.
But while there are many tribes that still practice their treaty rights, not everyone is familiar with their rights as a sovereign nation and how they apply today.
Unless our parents or grandparents taught us, very few know the history or the importance of knowing the history, and treaties are a very important part of that.
That's just not something that's discussed around the dinner table at night. Hey, by the way, remember the treaty signed in 1855, you know.
Many college students like Mary Jones-Valbuena came to the exhibit open ceremony wanting to know more. However, people of all ages were intrigued to learn about this unique part of their culture.
I think that all of us should educate ourselves and learn about these because they're affecting us today. Treaties that were set in place hundreds of years ago are affecting us today.
So this exhibit explains how knowing one's past is important for the present, and that is why treaties matter. For this week's In Focus, Jamil Donath, Lakeland News.
And that exhibit is open to the public and runs through September 29th.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.